Welcome to episode 2 of Evolution of a Joke. I already did the intro last time. If you're back, welcome back. This is a brand new week, brand new joke that I'm working on, tweaking. This joke that I want to do this week, this is one of my favorite jokes. It's so stupid, but it still makes me laugh. And so I wrote this joke during COVID, actually. So it's a pretty old joke, and I stopped doing it for a long time, and then I stumbled back upon it, and then I realized how I missed. I was like, oh, this still makes me laugh, even though how stupid it is. I kind of reworked it, and I built it from what it was into like a longer bit that I actually do like a lot now. It's a useful segue for me. So like I use it to go from kind of one topic to another. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, so that's where I do stand-up. I'm starting to travel a lot for stand-up, but that's where I do most of these shows are going to be in Edmonton.
She said she doesn't like that I like Stevie Wonder. And I'm like, what kind of Dementor doesn't like Stevie? Exactly. I'm like, it's the sound of joy. And I'm like, how could you not? And then she said to me, oh, you didn't know he cheated on his wife?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know blind people had sex. I thought people gave them a rib sock and told them that was. I thought that was. She said, yeah, he cheated on his wife multiple times and he was caught. I'm like, well, obviously he was caught. How difficult it is to cheat on your wife as a blind celebrity. It is. The entire time you're doing it, you're just like, God, I really hope we're alone right now. You can't even defend yourself. Your wife's like, I got a video of you another woman, and you just gotta look at that and be like, that's not me at all. She sounded just like you. You're like, you got it.
It's crazy. I forgot about a lot of these tags. So the backstory to this joke is, it was during COVID. I was on Instagram, like everybody was, and I got this notification that said people you may know or whatever, and it said follow Stevie Wonder on Instagram, and like I'm laughing immediately because I'm like, what is a blind man doing on Instagram? And so I immediately go into my phone. I'm starting to write a joke. I'm like, I'm just like brainstorm. I'm like, is there a Braille version of the app? You know what I'm saying? Like, are girls thirst trapping Stevie Wonder in Braille? You know, like are they sending him DMs that he's rubbing a phone? He's like, she's sticking all the right places. Like I'm laughing. I'm writing. And then I usually, like you saw me do it last episode, I'll usually Google the thing I'm writing about. That's my level of research, is I'll just Google it and give it a cursory glance. And so I Google, I'm like, is Stevie Wonder actually blind? Because otherwise, why is he on Instagram? And I didn't know about all the conspiracies before this. So they hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like and I'm dying laughing. So like everyone online, there's a whole community online that's like, Stevie Wonder's faking it. The comments are just killing me. It's like all these fake blind musicians are faking it. Ray Charles cheated on his wife. That one, I'll be honest, someone said that Ray Charles would greet women by grabbing their wrists to see how much they weighed. So I'm like, well, he's not faking it. He's actually trying for real. Anyway, I'm laughing about this, and I'm like, let me now, like I said before, the difficulty is for me is like, all right, I think so many things are funny, but it's very different, like writing a comment that's funny or writing a joke versus having it for stand-up. So you gotta always translate it into stand-up. You gotta understand like pacing, timing, all that stuff. My kind of process is I'll write everything I think is funny, try it all. That's exactly what you try it, you see what other people agree with you on. It is a weird process too, because like it's extremely dependent on people's feedback of like, you know, what they think is funny too. But at the same time, you can't let people not thinking something's funny hurt you too much. Like you have to be able to like earnestly try something and then bomb for you to get like accurate, you know, honest responses. So I was just throwing everything out. That's how I was first performing it. This joke, all it was originally was just the part about, you know, how hard it is to cheat as a blind celebrity, because the whole time you don't know if someone's in the room with you. I did a mean thing in this joke, is that I took that Ray Charles bit, and Ray Charles is dead, so I just applied it to Stevie Wonder. Like, I don't know if Stevie Wonder actually cheated on his wife. If he didn't, I apologize. I'm not going to talk about two different people for the sake of brevity. You had to take one for the team. Stevie, you're still alive. you got to wear the mantle. So I just applied it to him. Also part of like the videos I saw when I was, looking at Stevie Wonder Actually Blind. I saw this video where Stevie Wonder said Carmelo Anthony is his favorite basketball player ever to watch. And I'm like, Steve, like, this is why people don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have an opinion on Melo's jump shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk about how well he dribbles. Like, that's how I was thinking, like he's a fast dribbler. That's all you can attest to. That's kind of like my process. It's like I write everything in my phone. Like, I'll just jot it down. A lot of times my text to myself make no sense. Let me read some of my texts to myself. Sometimes a stripper does genuinely like you. Hilarious. Don't know why I thought of that, but I'm going to use it sometime. Burning sage does not cure chlamydia. That doesn't even make sense. My girl's love language changes depending on my income. Not that funny, but a good premise. Again, I'll like try to write first and like structure it and, put it in the sense, but I want to kind of like throw everything out there that I'm trying in this joke. The way I set this joke up was as an argument between me and my girl. And the reason I did that is like when you're doing stand-up, the majority of the time people coming are 25 to 50. A lot of times it's date night, right? A lot of couples go out to do that. For the most part, like it's couples, and you can't laugh at women as easily as you can laugh at men. That's like just the rule of thumb. You can do it, but it's a little bit more difficult. The easier part is to laugh at men. Even, when I was talking about last time, the joke I did last time about my grandfather being a racist, it's a lot easier to laugh at an old man than it is an old woman. I have another joke about how all old men should be dead. Old women laugh at that, which is, that validated it for me, where I'm like, if it's about men, it's a lot easier for everyone to laugh. So I set this joke up because this joke is Stevie Wonder cheating on his wife. So I set it up as, having an argument about whatever, why she doesn't like Stevie Wonder, and it's kind of like an absurd reason. It's those people who go like, I don't listen to this artist because they were whatever, they did X, Y, Z. It's like, so did your plumber. You know what I'm saying? Like he did much worse stuff than that. It kind of shows it's like kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, I forgot to say a big part of this joke was, I think it's so funny, and I will never remove this part of the joke, even though it doesn't really get laughs. But like, I say, what kind of Dementor doesn't like Stevie Wonder? I think that's so funny. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I call people Dementors. And if it ever catches on, I think I started it. I call anybody who sucks joy out of the building, I call it Dementor. You know what I'm saying? They just negative. And this one I just showed, I said, she sounded just like you. That's something that I thought was so funny. Previously done it, I brought it back, I've worked on it. Like, it's still not done. I think that idea of she sounded just like you, looking at a video and be like, that's not me. Like, I want to do a whole thing with like if you remember that Shaggy song, like it wasn't me. I want to bring that in. I might sing that song. I can't sing, but I might sing that song. Because if you go back and listen to that song, it's hilarious too, by the way. One thing I'll be doing in different sets is, last time I talked about changing like specific words or adding or taking out specific words. Another thing I really try to focus on is like try changing the timing. This one I don't want to say I rushed through, but like I didn't really let it breathe, right? Like this is like, well, that was like a minute straight. The pacing was fine, but I wasn't really pausing. So in these next few clips, I want to show I'm adding a little bit. Each time I'll add like a little, let me try this thing, let me try, this tag or this whatever. But I'm also, one thing I'm focusing on is like, let me see if I can do the pacing different.
Mentor doesn't like Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the sound of joy. And then this is what she says. She's like, didn't you know he cheated on his wife? And I was like, I didn't know blind people had sex to begin with. To be honest, I didn't. I thought their wife gave them a rib sock and told them that's what felt like. That's what I thought. She did not think that was funny. She's like, that's not funny. She said, it's true, he cheated and he was caught multiple times. And I was like, well, obviously he was caught. You know how difficult it is to cheat on your wife as a blind celebrity? It's damn near impossible. Like, the whole time you're doing it, you're just like, God, I really hope we're alone right now. I swear, TMZ could be in that with a 5-camera setup. You have no idea.
So that's a piece I added, like the TMZ piece. And then also, like, I'm just trying different pauses at the start to see not just what works, but like what happens more too is like when you get when a joke kind of has legs and like, I don't want to say will work, but like for the most part will work. You never know if it is always going to work. Some nights they don't laugh, but like you can kind of play with the timing a lot more easily, where you can wait and you're like, because but I think this next part is strong, and it's a lot of time in those like pauses, in those pockets. That's where not only will you find like extra laughs, but also it's a lot smoother and a lot easier for the audience to understand. You're not rushing past anything. They can feel the joke, they can absorb it better, and that's what the pausing does. So yeah, this was the Laugh Shop in Calgary, which is a super dope. That's my favorite.
She says she doesn't like that I listen to Stevie Wonder. What do you guys think? You guys, this is a white ass crowd. You guys, do you know who that is? Exactly. I was like, what kind of Dementor doesn't like Stevie Wonder? That's the Sound of Joy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she said, I don't like Stevie. That he cheated on his wife. And I was like, to be honest, I didn't know blind people had to begin with. I didn't know that. I thought their wives gave them a rib sock and told them that's what they felt like. That's what I felt.
I forgot to mention, that's the favorite part. That's my favorite part of the joke that I added. That's such a hilarious but stupid visual to me, is like, because men are very visual. So like, if I couldn't see, if we're just going off touch alone, that just opened up a whole new realm. And then the idea of a ribbed sock, I don't know why, like the word ribbed makes me laugh, and then a ribbed sock and told him that's what pussy felt like. It's so ridiculous to me. I also realized I need a haircut in this video. I look stupid as fuck.
She didn't think that was funny. She thinks it's not funny. He cheated on his wife and he got caught multiple times. I'm like, well, obviously he got caught. You know how difficult it is to cheat on your wife when you're a blind celebrity? Think about it. It's damn near impossible. The whole time you're doing it, you're just like, God, I really hope we're alone right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really... You can't even defend yourself. Your wife's like, I have a video of you with another woman. And you just gotta look at that and be like, that's not me at all in the video. That is someone else playing the piano with sunglasses on. That is Ray Charles. You are being racist.
That's why I brought it back. Okay, so I mentioned off the top, I started this joke and I applied something that was about Ray Charles to Stevie Wonder. And I felt a little bit bad about that. I'm like, I can't talk about both of them. And like, I can't tell two stories in one. One of them's got to take the fall. So I picked Stevie Wonder. And then the funny part is I realized, I'm like, you know what, let me have Stevie as part of his excuse blame Ray Charles. So that's me going somebody else wearing sunglasses inside playing the piano, blaming it on Ray Charles and calling them racist. That's almost like an internal joke for me, because I'm like, I wrote this joke based on Ray Charles, so let me at least give Stevie some his get back a little bit on his behalf. So this next part of the joke is that whole stuff I mentioned about all the conspiracies I saw about Stevie Wonder faking it.
By the way, I think I'm a conspiracy. I think Stevie Wonder's not actually blind. I got evidence. I got proof. This is a true story. I saw this at a Lakers game courtside, and I was like, nobody pays for courtside seats to hear the ball bounce. You know what I mean? He's watching. You know that. And they interviewed him. He has a favorite player. He's like, I love watching Carmelo Anthony. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is one of the first times I'm doing this whole that part, and I'm just kind of like, I'm just talking about the conspiracies in the form of a joke, and it's kind of working this night, but it's not always gonna work. So I'm gonna show another video where, like I mentioned, another thing I'm doing is I'm paying attention. I'm watching these videos back and I'm going like, all right, so not only what gets laughed, but what makes sense. And then, like I said, I'm always looking at the pacing of it too, where I do think watching this, I'm like, I'm going too fast. In this set, it might be working, but this is probably a hot crowd. Like that might be part of it. And what you have to do when you're trying to joke is you can't just try it in a hot crowd, and you can't just try it in at an open mic with two people. Like, you have to try it at like a variety of places. I'm almost like a minimalist when it comes to my jokes, where like I cut as much fat as I can, and I'll try to insert the right pace. Like, I'll try to be like this, yes, these three things might have worked, but this one was the strongest, so I'm just gonna only take that And then I always have it in the back pocket where, yeah, some nights I might say all three, but what's the one that I can rely on the most, like the fail-safe ones? I already showed them, but I'm going to show the second half of these jokes, where again, what I'm saying is I'm playing with the pacing. You know that story I talked about how Stevie Wonder said Carmelo Anthony's his favorite basketball player? Kind of a rule in stand-up. Always make it personal rather than general, because basically if the closer to you, the better it is. Actually, you know what? That's a Gary Goldman tip. It's number 43. It says, proximity contributes to funniness. So in general, a brother or a sister is funnier to mention in your jokes than a sister brother-in-law. Use an aunt instead of a neighbor. Adjust your jokes to make the people closer relations. And that's also something I've found with, make the joke about I did something or I experienced something rather than, my friend went to a Lakers game. It removes one layer and it makes people, to be honest, I don't know the fucking science behind it, but it helps. That part about Stevie Wonder saying Carmelo Anthony's his favorite player, I'm just going to say I saw that. I saw him courtside. I saw him watching an NBA game. And basically I have that firsthand knowledge. And you can see last time I kind of like skated by that and I'm like, I saw him courtside and then I went straight to the joke. But here I want to sit in it. I want to have people come to the conclusion on their own. And then I feel it makes the joke hit harder later.
I was out in LA. I was at a Lakers game and I saw Stevie Wonder sitting courtside. That's it. That's the proof. I'm like, nobody pays for courtside seats to hear a ball bounce. This guy is watching something. It's like paying for VIP at the strip club to smell the perfume. No, you are watching something.
This is actually something important I do. When I'm looking at this joke, I'm also looking at all the jokes around it. Before or after, I'm changing the order of them. I don't know if it was this video or last, but I talked about I want each joke to stand on its own and stand alone, but then I'm also like cognizant that some of them go well together in terms of chunks or like timing or flow and all that stuff. So the next joke I have is about a strip club, and one like tactic I'll try to do is I'll look at the previous joke. So this joke is about Stevie Wonder. My next joke is about the strip club. And I'll try to make my segue. The idea of a segue is to transition from joke to joke and have it kind of seamless and have it fit a set and it helps people follow it along. Sometimes people make jokes about the segue is obviously just a segue and they'll just go how much they love their baby, and then they'll be like, so I was at the strip club the other day, and that's their form of making a joke too. I don't tend to do that too much. What I'll do is I'll try to look at the two jokes and be like, how can I a tag to this joke, so this Stevie Wonder joke, that not only makes sense, but it is my segue. So I don't need this is my segue. And so that's what I did here, where you don't go to an NBA game and pay courtside seats to hear the ball bounce. I'm like, how can I apply that to my strip club joke? And that's what I came up with that's like going to a strip club and paying for VIP to smell the perfume. So now we have like analogy. We have it's kind of a tag on the joke, right? It's kind of funny, but also it immediately, now my next line when I go, I went to the strip club, it doesn't sound like it's out of nowhere. This is so funny. I Google, is Stevie Wonder still alive? He is, by the way. Stevie Wonder addresses rumors of him not being blind at a concert. I think when you gotta address rumors of you not being blind, you're doing something wrong. People should believe you. It's not like, how does a conspiracy take off like that? You know what I'm saying? Like you are a contributing factor. You're doing something. Let's see. Let me read his explanation. Okay. Okay. All right, I gotta read this seriously. Stevie Wonder, July 9th, 2025 in Wales. He says, you know the truth. You know the truth. The truth is, shortly after my birth, I became blind. Now that was a blessing because it allowed me to see the world in the vision of truth, of sight. All right. You can't, guys, like a bat. He continues, you see people in the spirit of them, not how they look, not what color they are, but what color is their spirit. That is great. I should add this into the joke. That's how he picks who to cheat with. Just other celebrities sharing their Stevie Wonder can see stories. This is Snoop Dogg on Everything I Love. Stevie Wonder does FaceTime me. Stevie Wonder said, I've been looking for you. He needs to stop using such visual language. Man, I never thought of being blind as a disadvantage, and I never thought of being black as a disadvantage. You don't even know who's black. See, this is my issue, is like, now I gotta keep writing this joke, because, and this is why I only do cursory research, because the more I do, the more I gotta write. Someone told me after a show, actually it was during the show, somebody, when I did this joke, she held out, be blind is a spectrum. But I talked to that girl after the show. She came up. She said she works with blind people. And then she said actually she's sorry for heckling and she just wanted to stand up for the blind people she works with. But the funniest part is she's like, fuck. I felt bad because she's like, fuck Stevie Wonder because he cheated on his wife. So no sympathy for him. And I didn't have a heart to tell her. I'm like, yeah, I think it was, I might have made that part up. That is, so what do the sunglasses do then? Is that a courtesy for us? What do you mean Stevie Wonder said he's fine driving? This has got to be a joke. That is episode 2 of Evolution of a Joke. If you have questions, comments, email me, DM me, send me a braille text, whatever you got to do. Thanks for watching.